to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course hearing about how fantastic campfire stouts are with Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Campfire Stout Tyler, and joining me in the studio is Mr. Campfire Stout Jimmy. Mr. Stout, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Dude, don't you wish you had a stout next to a campfire?
I do, actually. I wish maybe now we can start having fires again.
Maybe, yeah. Or after this weekend, we should at least.
Yeah, if we get some rain, if we got some rain, we'll find out about that on Thursday's episode.
Yes. See how that trip went. I have a feeling it's going to be entertaining regardless.
Absolutely. Yeah. How is that stout over there?
It's beautiful.
Nice.
I love this stuff. Yeah, we had a listener come by. He picked up some Morphlate stuff and dropped off some beer for us too.
Yeah.
So
it's very nice of you. Thank you very much. And we are enjoying the campfire stouts right now.
We are indeed. They are fantastic as always. On today's episode, it is Monday, episode 342, which means 350 is coming up quick.
Yeah. Super fast.
And we need more questions.
Super fast.
Super fast. Well, just like Bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Bobcat's that fast.
No. Definitely not.
Oh, man. Just like Charlotte.
Charlotte's pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But I also think my scale of what is fast is skewed.
Just a little bit.
Because I've only ever really driven 22 REs.
Yeah.
So going to the 3.6, engine that is in Charlotte is, that changed. That's an eye-opening experience right there.
That engine is what, 240 horsepower?
Yeah, I think somewhere around there.
It's around 240, 250?
Yeah, almost 3 times
a 22 RE.
A 22 RE.
Yeah, the 3.4 that's in Kermit is 190, maybe 200 at the best horsepower. Mm-hmm. And so like when we were going out to TVT, the NorCal Truck Fest, we got on the freeway and I was like, I'm going to keep up with Jimmy.
Yeah, right.
And then you just went, and I was like, okay, never mind. The 40s aren't helping.
No, I'm
going to blame it on the 40s.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got a lot more weight to start up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's she got a lot in her bundunkadunk there.
Well, that and you're trying to spin 40-inch tires, right? So you got, you just have
the centrifugal force. Yeah, but I'm on 529s.
Yeah.
I'm on a lower gearing than you are, but
yeah.
Still.
It's true. Yeah. But I also have the new VTX rims on, and those are lighter than the factory ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So now my acceleration is slightly better.
Nice.
So it's fun. I pull onto the freeway, man, in second gear sometimes. It's a blast.
You did that one time and you lost your transmission.
No, I lost it. Well, I lost the transmission shifting hard from second to third.
Yeah.
And this time I go from second to sixth.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that.
Got it.
And not hard. I was like, Rah! And then I go, okay.
No.
And let's go into fourth or, something else.
You're like 80 miles an hour, second gear.
Yeah. 70 maybe. That thing, I tell you, man, it scoots.
Yeah, it does.
It's fun. It's a good little truck.
Mm-hmm.
And because it also has higher or lower gears than the automatics have in the diffs. Mm-hmm. And the first and second gears are lower than what the automatics have in the automatic transmission version. So yeah. And there's no loss due to a torque converter. Mm-hmm. So it's quick.
Mm-hmm. I'm really kind of disappointed that there's not more manual third gen Tacomas around.
Yeah. It's just manual, right? Yeah. We were watching The Amazing Race the other night. It was a driving leg and they were in Europe and Europe has a lot of manuals. Yeah, and do. Everybody was jumping in the car going,
what do I do?
I haven't driven a manual in like a decade. And some of them some kids on the show were like, I've never driven a manual.
Yeah, how does this work?
And the assistant's like, you would have been fine. You would have hopped in and been like, ready to go. And then also on that episode, they went to Ducati in Italy.
Okay.
And they had to build part of the Ducati motorcycle.
Oh my God! Who quality controlled those?
Oh, I'm sure they all were taken apart at the end. They didn't write them. They just had to put the rear tires in a rear tire and connect some of the gearing up, and then put like the plastic on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Right. And once again, the assistant's like, you would have nailed that one too.
Yeah.
She's like, this would have been our leg. We would have been first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Driving a manual, like no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they're not allowed to speed. Like you're not, you have to follow all road rules.
Yeah.
So once you got in the vehicle and started going, this is where you would end up.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then if we got to the Ducati one, it would have been like, done.
Woo.
There was a guy that was a helicopter mechanic and he was like, done. He's like, I didn't know how it goes together, but I know how to put things together.
Yeah, I know how bolts and threads work.
Yeah. There was a lady on that one that didn't know how that, like a socket wrench.
Oh yeah.
Could do drive and like reverse or, remove. And so her wrench was set on, to extract and she couldn't figure out how to get it to tighten until she literally stood there and watched the guy start to cause there was a guy from Ducati doing like the demo.
Okay. Yeah.
And he would do the full demo and then he would take everything off. So she sat there and watched him do the full demo and then he turned the little switch on the wrench to start removing things. She's like, oh my gosh. She just ran back. Then she put everything together.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few legs like that where they have to build like a motorcycle or a dirt bike or a moped or something like that. And I'm like, why am I not there for this one?
I know. We go there and it'd be like, paint this picture.
I know. I'd be like, babe, you're doing this one.
Right.
I'm not sitting back.
Yeah. Or dance. I'm like, babe, this one's yours.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There's been some other ones where there was one in particular where they had to cut up onions for somebody and they had to dice them. And I was like, everybody was just like sitting there like dice. I'm like, does nobody know how to dice an onion? Like, really? You can dice an entire onion in like 10 seconds.
I don't know that.
Oh my God. See, and like everybody there was sitting there just like chopping them finer and finer and finer. And I'm like, you can have a full onion done in like 10 seconds.
Well, I know you can use the layers of an onion to get it diced up pretty quick, but is there another trick?
Well, essentially you cut it in half and then you cut the slices in it. And then you cut 1/2 slice in between all those. And then you just slice it and it dices the entire onion.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I've also done where you just like cut it in half and then you hold it in your hand.
Oh, okay.
Like the curve in your hand and you have the flat spot facing you and you just kind of tap the knife against it really fast. And then you just cut off that section and it just is like really minced,
That's the dangerous way to do it.
It's the fun way.
Oh man.
Anyways, this is a Monday episode.
Monday episode for an off-roading podcast.
Yeah. Not a cooking show.
Welcome everybody.
Don't take cooking advice from me. The assistant does all the cooking.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of cooking lately. But anyways, Monday episode. We have some fun topics on the docket today. Today we get to talk about gift boxes.
Yes, we are.
We get to talk about axle talk.
A little bit. Yep.
And we get to talk a little bit about suspensions.
Yeah. That's exciting news. But before we do any of that, let's just say that the giveaway this month that is going on the Snail Squad tier over on iRate 4x4 is for 2 extreme tire repair kits from Morflate.
Woo!
Thank you, Morflate.
You're very welcome.
And what is included in those extreme tire repair kits is a massive plug kit with some outstanding T-handles, full metal T-handles, so the plastic won't break on you when you're reaming that tire.
Yep.
No giggles? Okay.
Tee-hee.
Yeah, there you go. An extensive amount of plugs. There are some valve stems in that that case as well. Is there anything else in there?
Plugs, reamers, extra reamers, valve stems, valve cores, some extra valve stem caps, grease, and the plugs are all self-sealing plugs.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then in that kit, that we're providing is the Colby valves, which are an outstanding trail repair. If you ever rip off a valve stem, you don't have to debeat a tire to use Colby valves. You just push that valve stem into the tire, and then you can install the Colby valves from the exterior
Yeah.
And air up in a matter of minutes.
Super cool.
Yes. And then we have the glue treads, which we've pretty much been talking about all month because of the outstanding videos that have came out.
Yep.
I was literally just talking to Simon,
nice.
texting with him. He actually gave me a congratulations
nice.
on my video. And I said, thanks, man. I've watched your video like 5 times trying to learn from it. And we started going off. And then I said, there's an obvious difference between professional and hobbyist in those 2 videos.
Yeah.
So the glue treads are also included in that tire repair kit. So all those things are in the giveaway items. We have 2 of them that we're giving away to 2 lucky winners.
Nice.
Is that right?
Have you been drinking too much already today?
Yeah, maybe. Can't talk.
Man,
that's the most I've ever talked on a podcast, I think.
All at one time, at least. No, it's we got a bunch of stuff going on for the giveaway. We're gonna have 2 winners.
2.
Those wieners. So make sure that you guys are signed up over on Irate 4x4 before the end of the month. You have until trick-or-treating time on Halloween, Monday, to get signed up. That's a week away.
Yeah.
Wow. October's already over almost. Make sure you guys are signed up. Make sure you're also signed up for the gift box. If you wanted to move up to gift box, get into the snail squad and start at the gift box, whatever you want to do, whatever you're looking to do, make sure you do that before trick-or-treating time on Halloween as well.
Yeah. I was thinking, when you said that, I was thinking about it because I really don't have any control of the on and off anymore.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Austin does.
So we'll have to make sure you get it before Austin gets drunk.
Yeah. So and he's in the Midwest.
Yeah. So he's 2 hours ahead.
Mm-hmm.
3 hours? No, he's 2 hours ahead.
Before you go out trick-or-treating, sign up because
Yeah.
by the time you come back, it might be shut down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. So we got that stuff going on.
Maybe we'll just make him stay up to midnight, our time.
I mean, yeah, we pay him enough. He
Right?
should.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. But we are going to be talking about gift boxes on this episode, so feel free to listen in and see the outstanding things that were in Tyler. Oh, this is my box. My box. Not
your box. This is Jim's box.
My box. Yep. I've already seen some posts on social media coming out, so that's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the episode, if you like what we've been giving away, feel free to sign up.
Yeah. I think this is going to be the first box we've talked about where we get to talk about it before the tier closes.
Maybe that could possibly be. Out of, I think this was the 7th box that we've done.
That's what this thing says right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully if you guys, the goal is that we talk about it so you guys can be like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. I want in for the next one. Mm-hmm. And you can go sign up before we close it. But I don't think we've ever done that yet.
Maybe one of them.
Maybe.
That said, I do want to also reiterate, we said it at the beginning, but I'd like to say it now, that in a few episodes, episode 350, we are on air with the secretary and the assistant, and we do have a questionnaire form down in the description down below for you guys to fill out questions that you want us to answer on air, and we're going to all be getting together and having a party and answering those questions. So I'm up to like 18 or 19 questions now.
I think I'm only like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. There's no questions that are like off limits.
No, definitely not.
But we just may not air all of them.
Absolutely.
So we're looking for any and all questions. And if we don't air one and you know that you sent it in, just know that it still got talked about. So,
most likely, yeah. I haven't looked to see how many questions are in there. So hopefully we have too many questions that for the too little time that we have to record.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some questions that are just missed just because we can't air everything, or we don't want a 7-hour long episode.
Yeah. You guys don't want a 7-hour long episode.
We will be hammered by the end of that.
There's going to be ambulances showing up for alcohol poisoning. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that is coming up, episode 350. Please make sure you submit some questions. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. And the secretary and the assistant are actually looking forward to it too.
Yeah, they are, which is bizarre.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird.
No, they're like, I have to come on the podcast again.
This
time they're like, wait, how much longer? How many more episodes till we're at 350? I think really they just want to get together and drink some wine.
Probably. They're kind of behaving the way Justin is behaving recently.
Which Justin?
Ozzy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, hey guys, can I come on? I want to come on. Can I? When do I get to come on? When do I get to come on the podcast? You guys do it for me. I got some fun stories. Let me come on the podcast. And we're just like, dude, chill, relax, buddy. Just because we give you a sticker does not mean you automatically get to come on the podcast.
I know. So, he's been asking me for all kinds of apparel.
Right? He was asking me for some Morphlate underwear the other day, and I was like, dude, that's on you. Like, I have a stencil you can borrow if you want to.
You should stamp it. Get him
while he's wearing it.
Get him some tidy whities and just put one right on his rear end.
Oh, man. Good job, Justin. Anyways, another fun little update. I don't know if you have paid attention to Amber, Miss Teehee Turner, her Facebook page.
Nope.
She got back from the Rebel Rally.
Okay.
And there was a really cool trailer for an HBO movie about Jesse Combs.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So turns out it is called The Fastest Woman on Earth.
Okay.
And it's going to be on HBO Max.
Oh, cool.
And it's a documentary on Jesse Combs.
Oh, sweet.
So I didn't catch when the release date is on it. I'll have to we'll have to have Brian look it up, Murphy, and see if he can get back to us before the episode's over here. Be on the lookout for that. The trailer looks fucking phenomenal.
Cool.
And I can't wait to watch it. So it's going to be really cool. Everybody keep an eye open for that one.
That sounds great. Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Yep. Let's see. What else do we got? Any other good stuff here before we get into some good fun stuff?
No, I say let's talk about my box.
Your box is a little plain. It's a little plain Jane.
Yeah, it's a small box too.
You do have a small box this time.
The boxes have been getting smaller, but the value has been staying the same.
It has. Yep. We've been packing in a lot of value in there. So without further ado, let's take a quick break so that we can finish our beers here, and we'll get on back to Jimmy's small box after a couple seconds. All right, welcome back to the campfire discussion with our campfire stouts.
Yeah. Sponsored by Highwater Brewing.
We'll send Barry a bill later.
Yeah.
She'll be like, what is this for? Get out of here.
One pony keg.
I know, right? Oh, man. Thank you for making a delicious stout, Barry. I don't think she listens to the podcast, but she definitely remembers us. So,
wow. We made an impression, huh?
She said we were one of the better events they've ever done at the brewery there.
Well, maybe we'll have to do another one.
Mm-hmm. If we do another one, people don't bring your own beer.
Right. Don't come to a brewery and bring other breweries' beers.
Yeah. Or Coors Light, especially.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, let's see what we got here. We have some gift boxes to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We've got Axle Talk podcast to talk about.
Yep. We have some updates.
And we have some Suspension Talk podcast to talk about.
We got some new stuff.
So let's start with Jimmy's little itty bitty baby box here.
Sounds great.
What's going on inside your box here, buddy?
Well, mainly we have 3 items in the box this time.
There's a couple more than 3, but
yeah, but there's 3 main items.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other stuff that we kind of typically throw in.
You have your other typical Jimmy's box items there in Jimmy's box for you.
Yep. Yep. This time we have green sparkly tissue paper.
It's so pretty.
Tyler always makes fun of me about adding tissue paper in, but it's a gift box. It's a gift. I throw tissue paper in there so you feel like it's a gift.
I just wrap Christmas gifts in duct tape.
Yeah.
So
that way nobody ever gets them out.
Exactly. I like watching people struggle.
Here's your gift card wrapped in duct tape.
That's funny. I can't even see through the residue. Anyways, so inside, underneath that lovely gift aroma of green sparkly stuff, there's a little note here that says, hello, welcome to the 7th Snail Trail 4x4 gift box. Share your enjoyment. Hashtag Snail Trail 4x4. And then a couple of other things.
Yep.
So box number 7.
Box number 7. It's crazy to think we've been doing it that long.
Yeah, it is. I thought we were going to get like 2 or 3 into it and be like, dude, this is too much work. We got to stop this. But 7's pretty good. And then underneath that is the full sheet that essentially tells everything that's in Jimmy's box.
Yep. Yeah, those are in every box as well. It's kind of a description of the items in case you didn't know
Jimmy's box contents.
The contents of the box, or you didn't know about an item. It kind of lays it out for you so you can get a better understanding.
So let's start here. Let's start at the bottom and work our way to the top.
Sounds good.
That's called ascending order, Jimmy.
Sounds great.
Yeah, ascending order.
Okay. Which one's that?
That is the camping flask.
Nice. Yes.
In parentheses, I brought the booze.
Yep.
AKA because it's in October and there's a joke in there, a Jimmy dad joke somewhere.
No, is it? What does the flask say?
I brought the booze. What does the flask say?
Yeah.
It says camping flask.
Yes, it does.
I
think the name of the
booze. It was not a play on October and Halloween.
No, I think that the actual name of that flask from Trixie and Milo is Camping Flask. I brought the booze.
Really?
Yeah. That's the full name of it.
Oh, that's funny. Nice.
But it works well in October too.
It does. But they are made from lead-free food grade stainless steel. And they are printed on vinyl that is water and alcohol proof. So therefore, you should be good. It should last a very long time.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
the outside. And there's a screw down cap and it can hold 8 ounces of yummy fluid.
Yes, it can.
What do you put in your flasks, Jimmy?
A lot of times I put Frangelico.
Really? I don't know if I've ever had Frangelico.
Yeah. I add Frangelico to coffee or hot cocoa. And I don't drink a lot of the hot cocoa primarily. I don't drink a lot of hot cocoa out on the trails, but I'll have a bunch of coffee. But I usually have coffee in the morning, and a morning coffee gets whiskey.
Okay.
And I take a whole freaking bottle of whiskey with me. So I don't need 8 ounces of whiskey. I'd run out of, an afternoon.
I'd say that's done after your first coffee.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times I carry the sweeter side of me in the flask.
Okay. I say I would probably carry Bailey's.
That would work.
Or Amaretto.
Amaretto's good too. Yeah.
For especially for hot chocolates and coffees. Anyway, so this is pretty cool. I like the camping flask. Super cool, nice, easy to handle size. It's a party size.
Absolutely.
Camping party size.
It's not too small. I mean, you get it's not a small amount of booze. It's a good amount fare. I have a few different flasks and I really like that 8 ounce size for a flask. Also, they're from Oregon, so they're not too far from us here in California.
Oh, nice. Very cool. They know how to use their flasks up in Oregon.
Absolutely.
Too, so.
Yeah.
Next one on the list.
Yeah. This one.
How much was the flask?
$29.
$29 for the camping flask.
Camping flask.
Camping flask. I brought the booze.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So $30 there, $29.30. Let's see. The next one here is a go-to kits cold weather kit.
Yes, it is.
Now, why did we decide now would be a good time to throw a cold weather kit into a gift box, Jimmy?
Because the cold weather is coming.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use this.
Fingers crossed.
I'm going to have to use it this weekend.
Yeah, you might. That or the secretary if she does end up going or went.
Oh, that's right. Last weekend. I needed to use this a couple days ago.
There you go. We're not time traveling very well.
No, it's the campfire stouts. So this is pretty cool. It's a USA made waterproof resealable kit. Has a couple of hygiene stuff as well as cold weather amenities, accessories.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So let's see here. We have 2 pairs of hand warmers. And those are like the chemical reaction kinds. You kind of shake them up and they get nice and toasty for you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's 1 pair of toe warmers.
Yeah. And those are nice because they're a larger size than the hand warmers.
Oh.
A little bit.
That's
and
weird.
They have a sticky side to them. So you
So
literally
you put them on your sock or
you put them on your sock. So whenever I've used them, like when I've done some mountaineering and going up and hiking Shasta or Whitney, is before you put your foot in your boot, you stick it to the top of. I like to always stick it on the top of my toes.
That makes better sense in the bottom.
Yeah. Well, when you hike, I don't want it on the bottom, but it was usually on those mountaineering boots, the bottom is very well insulated, but the top isn't. So it was also added another layer of buffering from the cold.
Nice.
So yeah, so stick those on the socks and it warms your foot up.
Perfect. Yeah, I was thinking about using that. I'm like, man, if I stick that on the bottom of my foot, it's going to make hiking or walking around super uncomfortable. Yeah. And they're like, put it on the top. I was like,
yeah, they've thought of that. Yeah. Another thing that they might be good for, which I've never tried to do, is just sleeping.
In your sleeping bag?
Yeah. You just stick them on the socks while you go to sleep, and then, they'll warm up the bottom of that sleeping bag or keep your feet warm when it's cold outside. That might be a really good application for it.
So I've never really had good luck with like the hand warmer stuff, the little pouches, the hand warmer pouches. And it turns out, I believe that's because I never had the patience for them. Like,
okay. Yeah. They don't heat up immediately.
No. And I expect them to heat up within like the first 5-10 minutes or something. And like, supposedly they get really hot, like 3 to 4 hours in.
Yeah. They definitely do. They heat up pretty quickly though. They heat up to a temperature pretty quick, but then they continue to warm for quite a while.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of those hand warmers and foot warmers and body warmers, they have a shelf life. The reaction point on them doesn't last or the chemical reaction isn't as strong the older they are. So a lot of times, if you're going out and buying them, look at the date, the manufacture date, or the use by date.
That's a good point.
Because a lot of them, they might be past the date, and then they're not going to warm up nearly as much.
Maybe that was my problem. Because I remember I bought like a big old box, like 100 of them one time. And I remember I didn't use any for a while because they were like on clearance because it wasn't cold weather anymore.
Right.
And then when it came around to that winter or something, I tried them and I was like, these suck.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that was my problem.
I've gone down that problem as well. It's like, oh, I bought a bunch of them and now I can have them for a few winter seasons. And I don't think they really last. I mean, maybe they last a year or two, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So, if you get these and you start getting cold, use them because they won't last forever.
Gotcha. Cool. Next item in the cold weather kit is an emergency blanket.
Yeah.
So we've had an emergency blanket in the gift boxes before, but this one kind of comes in the nice little cold weather kit. So people who didn't get the one with the emergency blanket in it, you now have an emergency blanket.
Absolutely. Emergency blankets are just that. I mean, you're never going to be able to pack this thing away as much as it's packed right now.
Yep.
So in case of emergency, then take it out and use it. But it does work for a whole bunch of different applications, and they reflect heat like nobody's business. They're super good at it.
Yeah.
So if you are getting cold and you are in an emergency, this is a great thing to pull out and wrap around yourself. They also make tent shelters. They're pretty easily to make a tent shelter out of them. They're super light, pretty strong. Another thing I've used them for is under hammock, like quilts, because it's super light. It's fairly strong and it's really reflective on the heat. And so you can put it underneath your hammock. And it just acts as an insulating layer. You don't have it be completely attached to the hammock. You have like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch buffer between you and the hammock of it. And it just makes this like insulating layer of warm heat bouncing back up at you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good use. We should like do an episode on emergency blanket usage.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they're handy to have.
Yeah. Or winter camping in a hammock or something. I don't know.
Next one on the list for the cold weather kits is some blister bandages.
Yep, that's pretty much moleskin.
Yep. And those are great for, hiking anytime you're in cold weather, especially if your clothes get wet. They tend to be a little bit more abrasive on your skin. So if your socks get wet or cold, having some moleskin, some blister bandages is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the trick to those is that these pretty much are preventative. So as soon as you start to feel something going wrong, you want to put the moleskin or these bandages over that area. If you already have a blister, what you need to do is you need to take a chunk of the bandage and then cut a hole out of the center and then put the bandage around the blister so that your shoe or whatever is rubbing on the bandage and not rubbing on the blister.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a good call. Next on the list is a Flex Fit cloth bandage. Yeah. Bandages. There's 4
bandages.
Of them.
Yeah, it's just I'm not going to go
elastic bandages.
Yeah, pretty much. They're just some safety stuff. Help.
Yep. And then the
That's
last
all I
one
got.
is some lip balm.
And there's so the bandages are Band-Aids.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They're just flex fit. So they have a little bit of elasticity in them.
Yep. And some lip balm.
Yep. And some lip balm. And lip balm is great to have in cold or really hot weather. So
absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if that lip balm has SPF in it, but it might. But definitely during the cold weather, you want a lip balm.
Yeah. If you're going down to King of the Hammers, definitely take some chapstick. That is like tip number 1 that everybody should have.
Absolutely. And if you don't have any, come find us because we got a lot of Yokohama.
Oh, that's right. We're going to be hand out. We can sell those down there for like $20 per. Maybe.
Yeah. Man. To sell 10 of them, we could buy a tire.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh man. All right. So that does it for the cold weather kit.
Yeah. I thought that was an outstanding kit.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's some neat stuff in there. Some very handy stuff for sure.
And it retails for $9.
What?
All that stuff for $9.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Wow. Yeah, I never saw the retail. Oh, I guess I could have seen these, but I never paid attention to what the retail prices were on them. I just saw the box total. So
yeah.
That's impressive. $9 for that. Yeah.
Yeah. They're developed for like a disaster stuff.
Ah, okay.
And then they sell them on the side too. And so
I wonder if the sales of it
help support.
Yeah, supports the
free ones that they give away. Maybe. Yeah. Hopefully. I'd like to think so.
Yeah, right. We're going to say that until somebody proves us differently.
We just supported 60 kits.
Yep. And the last big piece, the third big item in the gift box is a glue tread 4x4 sidewall repair kit.
Yes. We've been talking about glue treads all month long. And once again, here's another time that we were able to apply one of our favorite new products and supply it to our friends and family. Actually, there is family on this list.
Yeah.
Friends and family out there for everybody. And I know some of you guys already have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've received word that, after watching the videos, people went out and purchased it.
Mm-hmm.
But here you go. You can never have too much of this stuff for sure.
Yeah. I want to say we were talking with Andy, maybe in the podcast, about the shelf life of the adhesive. And he was like, yeah, there's a shelf life there and the accelerator, but it's like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. So these are just great to have in the rig.
Sure, absolutely.
Keep them available for your trips. I've now patched 2 tires on the trail with them, not including the 4 we did on the Rubicon for the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're great kits to have around. And they're not just good for you. They're great for buddies too.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got enough of them, sell one to a buddy. I personally have one in Bobcat and I have one in Charlotte. So now I have, because I have 2 kits. So I have one in a few different vehicles. So I don't think that that's a bad thing to have is, a safety net in multiple vehicles. But yeah, I think that, so what comes in the glue treads?
Good question. So in the glue tread kit, it's actually a pretty simple kit. When you look at what's in here, it's 2 4x4.5 patches of rubber. There's 2 3x1.5 patches of rubber. And what's cool about those is if you use up the 3x1.5, so you can just cut up the 4x4.5s.
Correct. Yeah.
You don't have to use the whole patch. There is a 2-ounce bottle, 4 bottles of the glue tread adhesive.
Mm-hmm.
And
which they should really only put 1 bottle in.
Yeah. I mean, we used an entire pack of this and we only used, I would say we used maybe 2 bottles.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But we opened 2 bottles.
We opened 2 bottles. I know that we had to open up the second one because the first one got clogged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The glue kind of got hit, but the bottle got hit by the accelerator and it hardened up the glue there. 8 applicator tips and 10 pieces of sandpaper and instructions.
Right.
So it's a pretty simple kit when you look at it. What makes it freaking really rad and the way it works really well is the 2-ounce bottle of the accelerator that's included in it.
Yes.
And so without the accelerator, these patches still work. The adhesive still works.
You just have to wait.
You just
Do
have
you
to
remember how long?
It's about an hour.
About an hour.
45 minutes to an hour for that to fully cure.
Right.
Whereas if you use the accelerator, it's really cool. A chemical reaction happens and it like hardens and vulcanizes your rubber together with the adhesive.
Yeah. Near instantly.
Almost instantly. It was like
within a minute.
Yeah. Easy. So super freaking cool kit. Like if you've been listening at all since we did the glue tread trip, Jimmy and I are big believers in this product now. Really, really happy to partner up with Glue Tread on the Morphlate side of stuff and for this gift box and for the whole month of October. If you guys didn't notice, we're doing a lot of stuff with Glue Tread for the month of October. It's kind of like Glue Tread month. That was our whole plan.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It all seemed to work out.
Yeah, it did.
We really were, working with Andy and enjoyed working with him and the Glue Tread team and, wanted to really push their content and help them grow as a company and gain a lot of interest for them at SEMA here in a matter of in a week, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the main goal. But once again, man, I mean, we didn't get these things for free. We paid for them. They retail for what, $60?
$60 for the 4x4 repair kit. Yep.
Yeah. And we just truly believe in that product and really support them with everything they're doing. And we think that it's an outstanding solution to a problem that has not been solved until now for tire repair.
Absolutely. 100%. So really cool product. Thank you to Andy for letting us do kind of a bunch of Glue Tread stuff this month and all around the release of the video. We've got the Glue Tread kits with the extreme tire repair kits for this month's giveaway. And we got some Glue Tread kits in the gift boxes for everybody.
Yes.
So super cool stuff. Along with all that stuff in the gift box, we also have, of course, the normal ritual candy.
Yes, we do.
So I think everybody got 3 pieces.
I think 2.
2 to 3 pieces of candy in there. There's only 2 in this one. And one of them is a York peppermint patty.
I think pretty much a York went into everybody. And then a lot of people got Snickers or Reese's, I think is what it was.
This one's a Snickers. I like those. I'm
a Snicker fan myself.
Yeah. And then of course, our last fun item in there, which is a gear wrench 10 millimeter socket.
Yep.
Of random sizes and proportions for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the one that's in this one, which, was going to be, I think we're planning on either doing this one as a giveaway for something, for some event, or selling it on the Snail Trail website. But this one is a 12-point metric 3/8 drive, 10 millimeter chrome.
Yep.
So I think we did a lot of impacts this time.
We did a lot of impacts. A lot of people got impacts. A few people got chromes.
Nice. So that's it, man.
Yeah.
That's the gift box. A little bit fewer items, but we still made, what was it, 104?
Yeah, it was around $105 or something like that. I can pull up the exact number here in a moment. Yeah, right. It was 104.98.
Nice. So yeah, 104.98, $105 for your guys is $60. And that includes the shipping out to you as well, which averaged
and
like
the box.
$10 and the box too. So yeah, I think we turned $48 into $100 for everybody.
Something close to that.
Yeah. So cool. That's the gift box. If anybody, I think we have a couple extras here, but we need to hold on to them in case some people's boxes get lost in transit, Nan. And let's see.
Did you ship his?
No, I think I did.
Okay. Because I'm heading down that way.
Oh, you are? I held on to 2 here. One was first gen Mike's. Yes. And the second one is Corey's.
Okay.
I haven't shipped his one yet. So
Nan,
be on the lookout.
Yeah. Get a Ring camera.
Right. So we have a few here. After we give it a couple weeks to make sure that all the gift boxes made it out, then we will put those up on the Snail Trail 4x4 website. So if you did not get a kit or you want some more stuff, you need another cold weather kit or another Glue Tread kit, you can go and purchase one of the gift boxes off of the Snail Trail website.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I think this would be a good time to just reiterate some of the things that we've talked about in the past in regards to the gift box, and for the next one that's coming out.
Yeah.
Is that it's been extremely difficult for us to try and hit that $100 mark. So we are going to be lowering the bar just a little bit. We're trying to hit $75 to $80, which, if you think about it, is the difference of shipping and boxes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So really what we're doing is we're pulling the price of the amount to ship the boxes, which averages around $10. And the price of the box, which is usually around $3 to $5. So we're taking that amount of money out of the total value that we're trying to apply.
Yeah.
And so that's the game changer on the gift box is this going forward.
Yeah. And I think we're just getting so many people signed up for them. Like, we did 56 boxes this time.
Yeah. We ordered 60 of everything.
Yeah. We ordered 60 of everything. And it's just hard reaching out to companies being like, hey, we need 60 items at 50% off. If it was just like 10 to 15, we got a lot. We were getting a lot more reception to that idea. But now that we're getting so many people in on these gift boxes, we got to change it up a little bit so that we can continue doing them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it should mean that we're going to get some really cool items now.
I was just going to say that the items that are going to be in there aren't going down in quality. You know, they're just going to, if anything, we have now more opportunities to approach more companies, people that have actually turned us away. We can probably go back to and say, hey, we have a better margin that we can hit now. So there's a couple of welding items that I really wanted to get for welding month that we did that we weren't able to get because the company was like, yeah, we can't go below this. We're like, dang it. Yeah. Well, absolutely. And so the value of the box might be going down, but what is in the box is definitely going to stay up there at a high tier. And you know, it's sure fun to do and give a gift out to everybody. I enjoy it. It's a lot of work. I mean, we had the mini assistant down and she enjoyed it, but she
made the work a little bit less though.
Yeah.
She got a lot of the work done.
She did. She did a good job. Absolutely. And, packaging 60 boxes up is a fair amount of time plus, the ordering time. But I enjoy seeing people's faces and hearing their reactions and seeing the social media side of thing of people that are enjoying the gift boxes that they receive. So that, and we already have one item for the next gift box.
Yes, we do.
So I preemptively bought something kind of assuming that one of these things was going to fall through, but never actually did. So we already have one of the items for April's gift box already. And we already have a few things lined up that might be happening, which are some exciting news. So,
nice.
Or some exciting products that might be coming down the line for the next gift box. So
yep. A lot of cool stuff happening on the gift box front. Coming up for Tyler's box in April.
Yeah. I really, my significant other, the assistant, belongs to a few gift boxes. She gets one quarterly and she gets one biannually. Is that how you say it?
Twice a year?
Yeah, twice a year.
Okay. Semi-annually.
Semi-annually.
That's what it is.
There it is. Yeah. The semi-annual one, when they send out the gift box, they send out a booklet of things that they can choose in their box for the next
one
gift box. And they can choose like one item that's in the $50 tier, one item that's in the $25 tier, and three items that are in like a $5 to $10 tier or whatever. And I'm like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That seems
I want to contact them and be like, what
do you do with all the leftover product? Like, if people don't want those ones, do you have a commitment to buy them? And so you have to buy them. I don't know.
Or they just buy one.
Yeah, maybe.
I've always been curious about how they run that, but it's kind of interesting to see. But it's also like a ladies, not feminine product, makeup and stuff like that. Right. And so there's so much more stuff in the lower tiers that are available for that than, things that we hand out in our gift boxes. True. But it's kind of funny to look at it and see what comes in her gift boxes and then what we hand out in ours.
My gift boxes are meat and coffee.
Right. Yeah, she gets makeup and I hand out repair kits.
I like it. Well, cool, man. So those are gift boxes. If anybody wants one, reach on out and make sure you get signed up for the gift box tier before going out to trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Because Austin just messaged us while we were talking about that. And he said that he's planning, I guess his ears were burning. He said he's planning on getting belligerent drunk and passing out in his Unimog.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
In a unicorn onesie.
Yeah, with more flayed underwear on.
Yep.
So
don't give Justin any ideas.
Oh God. I just had visions of him parking the buggy on top of Winch Hill 3 and running around in more flayed underwear. It was a really bad vision. Yeah.
Thanks.
Anyways.
Thanks for that.
So let's see. What else do we got next on the to-do list?
Well, let's go into Axle Talk podcast for a quick second. Because
where did we leave off with that? It's been a while.
Well, we left off with I don't think the Busted Knuckle stuff came in.
Okay. I was still waiting on Busted Knuckle. God, what else did I order? I ordered up a few different things. So pretty much everything is in.
Okay.
That I have ordered so far.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I haven't ordered is the parking brakes.
Okay.
Those electronic caliper parking brakes. So, but I got the Busted Knuckle kit in, and what I wanted to do, I went back and forth seriously for a while between the Crane, axle, Magnum knuckles, which are those chromoly, custom made chromoly knuckles.
Okay.
That they do that are Kingpin. And they have these like bolt-on adapters to be able to run the 05's unit bearings.
Right. Okay.
And that bolt-on adapter was the only thing that I didn't like about that package. But otherwise, I loved everything else about it.
Right. And that's when
I went back and forth seriously between that and the Busted Knuckle kit. And the only difference was that the Busted Knuckle kit was $2,000 less.
Whoa. Okay.
It was almost half of the price, less than half of the price of the Crane Magnum knuckles.
Wow.
So I was like, since I have to buy new wheels in all of this, let's go with the Busted Knuckle kit. And I knew when going into it that the Busted Knuckle kit was going to come with a ball joint design, at least. So the tops are going to be ball joint eliminators and the lowers are still going to be ball joints. And I was like, I'm really not a big fan of ball joints.
Right.
I don't like the maintenance of ball joints. I don't like the swapping out of ball joints, what you have to do to replace them if you need to. And you can sometimes tell before they're going to go out on you on a trail. So if you're good about the maintenance, then you can usually catch them before they go out on you on a trail. But we all know I'm not good at maintenance.
You said it, not me.
I know. I'm totally like the reason why I really wanted to go custom housings is because I'm not good at welding. And so I want to have a nice clean stamped or steel thing to weld to wherever I want to weld to it. Right. And so this is kind of the same concept. Like, I don't think I'm a good enough mechanic to run ball joints because I don't do my routine maintenance well enough. And B, if it comes down to having to pull a ball joint and carry a ball joint puller with me on the trail or something, like I'm going to be so fucking pissed if I have to mess around with ball joints on a trail. So I'm like, I would much rather just do kingpins.
Yes. Okay.
And so, but I wanted to wait and get the Busted Knuckle kit to look at it to see what I thought of the ball joint eliminators. And I don't like the ball joint eliminators. I think they're too bulky. I think they stick out. They just look weird. And it's really just probably me not being a good enough mechanic to deal with ball joint eliminators. But I'm just like, you know what? I really, really like the design of kingpins. And if somebody has found a way to run kingpins with 05 Super Duty unit bearings, that's what I want to do. Okay. And I'm spending, I could be spending a lot more money on all of this than what I am spending, but I'm still spending. It's not cheap by any means. So I'm like,
no custom built axles are.
No. And so I'm like, I'm still spending a lot of money. I should get what I want.
Yes, you deserve it.
I deserve it. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
So, I think we left off the last talk about wanting to go with the super kingpins.
Yeah.
after talking with Trent and talking with Chris Paul.
Yes.
I was kind of like, I really like, their thinking is exactly in line with what I want. And I just kind of made up my mind. I'm spending so much money on this. I should get what I want.
Absolutely.
So I took a look at the bust knuckle stuff when it came in and totally made my decision. I don't want ball joints. I don't want ball joint eliminators. So the busted knuckle kit is up for sale. If anybody is interested in it, it's the F350 knuckles, inner C's, steer arms, and ball joints and ball joint eliminators. So if anybody's interested, reach out to me. I'll give you a good price just so I don't have to worry about trying to sell them later on. So anyways, I talked with Trent. He has a buddy who has a set of Super Kingpins.
Wow. Okay.
Grant Forrester, who I believe runs Flexed Out Motorsports up in Chico.
Oh, cool.
He's also, I believe, co-driver with Eddie, I think.
Okay. That's how the dots connected.
Yep. Through Ultra 4. So ordered up the Super Kingpins from a Grant, and I'll be heading up to Chico to pick them up the first week of November.
Nice.
Yeah. So once I have those, then I'll have everything for the front axle minus the steer arms.
Okay. And what steer arms are you going to get or do or choose?
I don't know yet, because the steer arms are going to depend on the pitman arm that I build.
Got it. So you have to build a custom pitman arm?
I'm going to, because I want a boxed double shear pitman arm like I currently have.
Okay. And then for the length of that pitman arm, then you choose the length of your steer arms?
Yep. Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. So I'm going to wait until we get everything set up, because I changed up a little bit of the steering design as well in all of this.
From the busted knuckle kit to the I just blanked on the name of the kit you're getting.
The Super Kingpins?
Super Kingpin. That changes
it's a different arm. No, what happened was with my whole plan for the front axle and suspension, I was going to run an FJ80 box turned forward. So it has the forward throw pitman arm.
Correct.
That way I can move the box forward, maybe keep it in the same spot, and have the forward throw pitman arm so that I can move my axle forward about 3 to 4 inches.
Right.
And so I've been talking now with Brian from 4-Wheel Underground.
Okay.
Who he reached out as he was hearing that we were going to be doing all this stuff to our rigs here.
Yes, he did.
And he got the conversation started. I'm super happy that he did, because he's been a wealth of knowledge and asking a lot of questions. And so we decided that if I want to run one of his kits, which I'm pretty sure I do, I can't run an FJ80 box.
And why is that?
Because it interferes with the panhard bar, which then interferes with the bump stops. So it's just everything's designed. And I was like, well, it doesn't make sense to me. If it's interfering, then just move the steering box. Like that's the whole point of doing the forward throw, is we get a little more play to move the steering box around. And I asked Ori about it, and Ori goes, no, yeah, you can't. Like the FJ80 box is cool, but it's super niche applications. Like if you're looking at moving your axle forward 3 to 4 inches, you're way, way, way better off for everything by just doing the IFS box. And I was like, okay.
All right.
All right. So I'm scrapping the FJ80 box with the 105 sector shaft in it.
Bummer.
I'm not scrapping it. It's going to go to somebody else. But I'm going to keep the IFS box. And both Ori and Brian are like, no, totally. That box will work. We can move everything enough forwards that we're not having to cut out your radiator supports and do something funky on your radiator supports. I was like, okay, cool. So, so once I get the IFS box in and the suspension in the spot we want it, then I'll look at the steering to see how much I want to, how big the pitman arm needs to be or small, and then what size to make the steer arms.
Got it. Okay.
What's really interesting though is Crane has steer arms for the Super Kingpins.
Oh.
That are not drilled.
Okay.
So you can drill them to whatever length you need them for your drag link and tie rod.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then if you say you need them super short,
cut off
the excess arm. So I'm like, I think that's going to be a great route to go, but I want to get the suspension in position first so that we can see where the steering box needs to set and then what the pitman arm and the steer arms are going to have to be at.
Cool.
So anyways, I think I have everything for the rear axle except for the parking brakes. So I think I can start setting all that up.
Nice. Now that the bar is done, you can start building some axles.
The bar is out of my garage. I have my other two 40-inch Patagonias out of the garage and taken over to the recycler.
Oh,
so nice. I have a lot of space in the garage now. So I'm like, it might be time to start building some axles.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So I have everything for the rear. And then pretty much I have everything once I get the rear done, I'll be able to know what the WMS is on it. And then I can cut the front axle housing
to match
it. But I got to wait for the inner and outer C's to get here. The inner C and the knuckle.
Okay.
The Super Kingpins. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good news. And I think, if people kind of didn't catch the drift that, we're going to be working with Brian for 4-Wheel Underground for a few different kits here is at least the game plan. My Samantha build might be changing a little bit because of this opportunity that has come around. And so I might be doing a 4-link rear suspension in Samantha instead of those leaf springs with the sliders.
Oh, really?
The sliding boxes. Yeah.
Okay.
I still really want to try those sliding boxes.
Right? Yeah.
So I might throw them on Bobcat.
Okay.
And just to try them and see what they do.
Yeah.
Another thing that I've got going, and this is kind of off a bird tangent here, is bird trail, is I got my hands on a set of Tundra leaf springs. Factory lift Tundra leaves. And it's a 3-pack with an overload underneath it. They sit pretty low, and they're also 62 and a quarter or 62 and a half inches long from eye to eye. So they're almost Chevy 63s.
Pretty much, yeah.
The main difference is they don't have a centered pin.
Oh, they're offset?
They're offset just a little bit, but like 3/4 of an inch.
Oh. Well, the Pro Comp ones are offset by 1.5 inches.
Are they really?
I think so. They're definitely offset. Yeah, they're not centered.
That's right. They aren't centered. You put one in wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to try that on Bobcat as well.
Okay.
I wanted to get it done before I wheeled out to Skills Day the other day, but I just didn't have the time to do it. But that will make Bobcat ride a little bit lower. But I think the spring length is going to shrink a little bit. So my shackle is going to come back a hair, just barely.
Okay.
So that will make it go up a little bit. So it'll either be extremely close to where it's at or just barely under where it's at.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of if those springs are as flexible as a Chevy 63 spring.
Yeah. I wonder what the spring rates are in them.
I'm not sure, but to me, I want to try it out just so that there's another alternative to Chevy 63s.
Yeah.
So you're like, you don't need to get Chevy 63s. Go find some Tundra leaf springs at a junkyard somewhere. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a fun test. However, Samantha's rear suspension might be changing from the leaf spring under to a 4-link. I did get an F-150 gas tank box.
I saw that. It randomly showed up at the warehouse here. I was like, hey, what did LKQ came by? And I was like, I didn't order anything from LKQ, but I love when they show up. So what's here?
Thanks, Mr. Gardner.
Yep.
And I might be doing the 4-Wheel Underground 3-link kit in the front.
Nice.
So might not be pushing the axle as far forward as I had anticipated.
Okay. Yeah, because you were looking at 8 to 9 inches.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. I will at least that's the game plan right now is trying that out. I think that depending on when we might be able to get these kits on our hands, this is really going to accelerate my process in getting Samantha done for King of the Hammers.
Okay.
So that's the big ticket item for me, is if I can get that done in time.
Yeah.
For King of the Hammers. And if these kits can come in, if we can, figure it out, I think that, instead of designing and building a custom, 3-link set for Samantha in the front and figuring out where to place everything and how to arrange it. If I have a kit that's already set in the design and tells you exactly where to place everything, and everything comes to you pretty much pre-made, it's gonna drastically increase my speed and completion of that vehicle.
The thing that I like about that option for you is that Brian has done 15 years worth of testing and trying out different geometry setups, different bracket locations, different bracket types. Like, he's tried it all.
Yes.
And he's already got the kinks worked out. And so for me, for me in building Kermit right now, it's more about learning the axle side of stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't have the inclination to want to learn the suspension side of it to the point where I can
you want to do your
around
own suspension right now, right?
I don't want to do my own
exactly.
suspension.
You don't want to spend the time doing it.
Yes. But I want to take the time to build my own axles.
Right.
I think that's
you want to
cool.
learn the axle side. You want to build your axles. You're not interested in learning the suspension stuff yet. You don't want to do it.
I want to learn about suspensions, but I don't necessarily want to take this deep dive.
Well, yeah, not at the moment.
And everything, not at the moment.
That'll be the next build.
Yes. And so I thought it was freaking. I've been having a lot of fun picking his brain, Brian's brain. We've had quite a few talks now, and I think it's going to be really cool. Are you, for Samantha's rear, are you looking at double triangulated?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking so.
Okay.
Instead of trailing arms,
essentially, where your lowers are parallel. So that you've got essentially trailing arms.
Yeah. I mean, once I move the gas tank, there's so much room back there. It's insane. And if I'm going to put the gas tank pretty much behind the rear axle, so there's just an immense amount of room.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was figuring I should do double triangulated. It'd be cool. I wouldn't mind running trailing arms. Trailing arms would be cool. But I don't know if there's room to package the shocks going up to the exterior of the frame.
You'd have to go into the truck, into the bed.
Yeah.
For trailing arms.
I would really like to keep the bed.
Yeah.
I want in the long run.
Without putting shocks, towers, something into it.
The bed. Yeah. I am planning on, and maybe stage 2 or 3 or whatever, dovetailing the bed.
Okay.
So, because I've never done that, I think it'd be fun to do. Stage 1 is going to include the bobbing of the bed, but I think in the long run, I would like to try to dovetail it.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, right? Because when we come to linking Toyotas, typically we're looking at running 14-inch coilovers or something, and when we do that, there's just not a lot of space vertically under Toyotas to do that with.
Nope.
And a lot of people end up, they're just like, well, screw it, I'm just going to cut into the bed or cut into the cargo area for forerunners, whatever it is. And one thing that I started talking with Brian about when it comes to rear suspensions is he just recently figured out how to put a 12 to 14-inch coilover under the bed of pickups or forerunners without cutting into the body.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so he said, I haven't gone and looked at it yet, but he said he was going to be putting it up on the website last weekend.
Okay.
For when this airs. So he should have it up on the website now, but it essentially comes to A-framing the coilovers, the coilover towers, and dropping them, running them slightly underneath the level of the axle, a lot like JKs do with their shock mounts on the axles.
Interesting.
And so I was talking with him about it, and it sounds like I'll be able to do 12-inch coilovers on Kermit in the rear with that A-frame setup without having anything hanging below the axle, just because I'm willing to keep Kermit a little taller.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm considering doing a body lift because I wanted to lift the drivetrain so much. And I was planning on messing around a little bit with the front end of the vehicle and extending it out to make a winch plate area location. So that might be interesting that if I could lift that up a little bit more. And is that only for the 3 links, or can that same setup be done for a 4 link?
I think only for the 3 links. I think once you get into the 4 link, your upper links are getting in the way of the A-frames, the A tower, the coilover towers. So, but I don't know. You have to go talk with Brian about that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm right now looking at, now that he's got me on this idea of I can link it without putting holes into the body.
Yeah.
And the tub, I kind of want to get it done same time I do my front 3 link.
Sure.
And so I was talking with Ori about it, where he's like, yeah, no, totally. We can do that. And so,
Sweet.
Talking with Brian about it, we're looking at the, parallel 3 link, so that I don't have to relocate my gas tank either.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about the parallel 3 link is that the arm on the gas tank side acts like a ramp, almost like an extra skid plate for the gas tank.
Oh, that's super smart.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about going that route, and that's, I think right now my primary route to go. And I'm waiting for him to release the design on the website of that A tower, the A-frame tower.
Cool.
You just, I guess, supposedly when you do that, because the coilovers are mounted in an A formation, you got to have a pretty beefy sway bar in the back, because now your springs are pointing, sending the body in a rolling position, a rolling direction.
Yeah. Not the best for road driving.
Not the best for road driving. So that's my main concern, is I'm still road driven. But he claims that he's had it under some rigs so far, and they've claimed nothing but great things about it.
Wow. Cool.
So, that's some suspension stuff that just kind of hit us a little bit recently, and we're still figuring out all the details for it. But it looks like we're going to be going with some 4-wheel underground kits, and hopefully we're going to be able to get Brian on the podcast here before too long.
Yeah.
And get him to really dive in deep on suspensions for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have any questions in regards to how to set up 4 links, 3 links, why his kit so superior to some of the other kits out there on the market, whatever it is, something that you would like us to ask Brian about, feel free to write in and let us know.
Yeah.
Jimmy or Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com. We'll save all those emails for the interview, and we'll go through those questions that you guys have.
Cool. I like it. That's pretty much all I got. Super producer Murphy got back to me about the air date for The Fastest Woman on Earth.
Yeah.
October 20th.
Oh.
So it should already be out by the time this podcast comes out.
Okay.
So check that out. October 20th, I believe, is last Thursday.
Yeah, I think so. The day that Thursday's episode is released.
Thursday's episode is released on. So go check it out over on HBO Max. I will have already watched it by the time this episode releases. So I think we'll definitely be talking about it a little bit on Thursday here.
Sounds good.
Coming up
I'll do my best to watch it as well, so we can do a video review, kind of like our other podcast.
Our other podcast, the one on the King of the Hammers one.
Yep, sort of, maybe that one.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's all I got for this episode. If you guys want to get a hold of us, you guys know how to do that. You can email, you can Instagram, you can TikTok us.
Yeah.
You can snail mail Land Cruiser axles to us. Yeah. Those are fun. I want to know what the name of that joint is.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how I like
Death
it.
Star.
I know, right? It kind of looks like one of the probes from what's the movie with Tom Cruise where he had a bunch of clones of him and he was protecting the alien robotics while they were sucking Earth's water for power.
Minority Report?
No.
I know the one that you were talking about though.
Yeah. I don't remember what it is, but the drones look like those.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Anyways. If you guys want to get a hold of us, you know how to do it. 916-345-4744 is what you can call Jimmy James Jet. Do you have any final words for everybody?
I think I should just scrap Samantha and start a whole new build.
and a stout. And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
A campfire stout. I got one for you.
Joke time.
What kind of medicine do witches use on their warts?
I don't know.
Neither did I. It's not working.
Do you have warts? Do you need to tell everybody about?
No. Whatever they're using, it's not working.
Oh, I get it. Okay.